Before we start, take a moment to hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss treasures like the one we're about to reveal. Trust me, this is one you'll be talking about for days. Now, imagine holding in your hand a piece of history. Not just any history, but a fragment of a nation's story, minted decades ago, quietly sitting in pockets, drawers, or old coin collections. Today, we are talking about a small coin that has quietly become the center of the collector's world. A 1 cent from 1995, straight from South Africa. At first glance, it might look like any other coin. Tiny, copper-toned, perhaps even a little worn. But appearances can be deceiving. This coin carries a story that stretches far beyond its size, connecting us to a period of transformation, resilience, and hope. South Africa in 1995 was a country emerging from decades of change, and every coin minted then was more than currency. It was a piece of a larger narrative, a silent witness to history. Think about the hands that held this coin over the years. Perhaps it passed from a shopkeeper to a customer, jingling in pockets, exchanged for small daily needs. Or maybe it was tucked away, forgotten in a dusty drawer, until someone like you would discover its true worth. And that, my friends, is where the magic begins. Coins like this are more than metal. They are collectors' holy grails, treasures that attract attention from around the globe. Why? Because rarity and condition can turn even the most humble piece of copper into a ticket to a life-changing sum. And in the world of rare coins, the 1995 South African 1 center is a whisper of fortune waiting to be heard. Now, let me take you through why this tiny coin can be so valuable. First, its rarity. In coin collecting, rarity is everything. Even if thousands were minted, very few survive in pristine condition, untouched by scratches, discoloration, or wear. A coin in excellent shape from 1995 can fetch an astonishing price because collectors know that once these coins vanish into collections or are lost over time, the window of opportunity closes forever. Then there's the story behind the minting. Every coin carries symbols, images, and emblems that are part of a country's identity. This South African 1 cent doesn't just have a face value. It has a story etched into it, a symbol of a nation in transition. Coins are time capsules. They allow us to hold a moment, a culture, a society, in our hands. Imagine touching a coin that circulated when Nelson Mandela had just become president, when the world was witnessing the rebirth of a nation. That sense of history adds a layer of value you can't quantify in metal alone. But there's more than history and rarity, there's also demand. The world of numismatics, that's the fancy word for coin collecting, is massive and competitive. Collectors from Europe, Asia, and North America are always hunting for unique coins. And when a coin like this appears, suddenly it becomes the centerpiece of auctions, private sales, and even secret collections. The drama builds because everyone knows that the next coin might be the one to break records. And yes, this coin is one of those records waiting to be set. Picture the excitement. You walk into a room full of seasoned collectors, each one's eyes lighting up as they see a pristine 1995 South African 1 center. Whispers fill the air. People examine it under magnifying glasses, comparing it to known specimens. Some nod in admiration, others shake their heads in disbelief, and a few can't hide the glint of ambition. That tiny coin suddenly has the power to command attention, respect, and incredible monetary value. And here's a secret the auctioneers and collectors won't always tell you. The value of coins like this can skyrocket because of provenance. That means the story of the coin's ownership, the journey it took from the mint to your hands. A coin that has been well preserved, with a clear history, can make the difference between a modest sum and a life-changing payout. Collectors aren't just buying metal, they're buying a story, a piece of the past, and the thrill of owning something truly rare. Now, let's consider the psychological pull. Men in their 50s, 60s, and beyond often find a special fascination with tangible items that carry history, that connect them to a time they remember or respect. This coin isn't just a collectible, it's a bridge to memory, to nostalgia, to an era of world events, music, culture, and triumphs that shaped who we are today. And that connection, that emotional resonance, is part of why some collectors are willing to pay staggering sums. Why now? You might be wondering, how rare is it really? How valuable could a single 1 cent coin from 1995 actually be? Well, I won't keep you in suspense any longer. For the fortunate collector who possesses this coin in excellent condition, it's more than just a curiosity. It's a ticket to an almost unbelievable fortune. A pristine 1 cent from South Africa, 1995, can reach a staggering $25 million in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. $25 million. A single coin, quietly minted over 25 years ago, now capable of transforming a collection, or a life, completely. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unassuming items, the ones we almost overlook, hold the greatest potential. It's the thrill of discovery, the power of rarity, and the magic of history all wrapped into one small piece of metal.so. If you've ever wondered whether your old coin collection could contain hidden treasures, this is the story to inspire you. Every coin has a past, a journey, and the potential for greatness. And if you find yourself with a South African 1 cent from 1995, you're holding a rare gem that could very well be one of the most valuable coins in the world. Before we wrap up, remember to subscribe. Hit that button, because there's a whole world of history, rarity, and mind-blowing coin values waiting to be discovered. You never know. The next treasure we explore could be sitting quietly in your home, waiting for the world to notice. If you're watching this, take a moment and hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, because today I'm about to show you something that has shocked even seasoned collectors. And trust me, if you're a gentleman in your 50s, 60s, or even beyond, someone who enjoys the quiet thrill of finding hidden value in simple things, you're going to appreciate every second of this story. This is one of those rare moments where a tiny piece of copper from decades ago suddenly becomes a doorway to unexpected fortune, and it might even be sitting in your drawer without you knowing it. Now imagine this. You're sorting through old belongings, maybe a dusty tin your father or grandfather once kept. Inside it are a few coins, nothing special at first glance. You pick one up, wipe away a bit of the dust, and notice the date, 1993. You turn it over. The simple lettering. The familiar figure. South Africa. 1 cent. A coin so ordinary that millions of people have forgotten it even existed. But today, we are going to bring it back to life. Not just as currency, but as a story of mystery, rarity, and value that almost nobody talks about anymore for many men who grew up in the era when coins actually mattered. Back when change in your pocket had weight, character, and meaning. There's something powerful about holding a piece of metal that has survived time, pockets, wallets, and history itself. This 1993 1 cent coin is part of that legacy. It belongs to a period when South Africa was going through major changes, both politically and economically. A simple cent might seem insignificant in a time of global transformation, but that's exactly what makes it so fascinating. Sometimes the smallest objects carry the richest stories. Now think back for a moment. How many times have you seen old coins dismissed as worthless? How often have you heard people say, "It's just a cent"? Yet collectors know something others do not. Value is not always in the number stamped on the coin. It's in the condition, the rarity, the year, the minting variations, and sometimes in pure luck. And this particular coin, the 1993 South African 1 center, has quietly grown in popularity among numismatists. Not because it's flashy, not because it's made of precious metal, but because very few well-preserved pieces remain today. Men in their later years understand the beauty of endurance better than most. You've lived long enough to know that anything which survives time becomes valuable. Not just objects, but experiences, people, and memories. This coin is a survivor too. Over the decades, most of these cents were used, scratched, tossed aside, or melted down. Only a handful remained in pristine condition, and those are the ones that collectors hunt like treasure. When something becomes difficult to find, its value rises. When it also captures a moment in history, it rises even higher. Picture this coin's journey. Minted in 1993, perhaps pocketed by a factory worker heading home to his family, or held by a young man buying a soft drink after a long day. Perhaps it sat unnoticed in a jar for years, waiting for someone who could recognize its worth. Coins like this carry invisible stories, moments of everyday life that were never meant to be recorded but now echo faintly through the scratches, edges, and the soft shine of copper. That's what makes collecting so meaningful. It's not just about money. It's about the feeling of holding a page of history written in metal. As the years passed, fewer of these coins remained intact. New currency replaced old, and digital payments replaced cash. But collectors, especially older collectors, kept their eyes sharp. They understood that in a world that forgets so quickly, the ones who remember become the ones who profit. The men who collected coins in their youth are now seeing those very coins become highly sought after by a new generation of enthusiasts. And among those coins, the 1993 South African 1 center has carved out a quiet but powerful reputation. Now here's where the story becomes even more interesting. Many people assume a coin must be made of gold or silver to be valuable, but that's far from the truth. Rare coins made from humble metals can sometimes outperform precious metal coins if their historical significance and scarcity align. And that's exactly what has happened here. Collectors are now willing to pay astonishing amounts for certain versions of this coin, especially those in exceptional condition, kept safely away from moisture, scratches, and time. It's unbelievable how something so small can become such a prize. Imagine showing this coin to your friends or your grandchildren and telling them that this tiny cent, this little copper piece from 1993, became one of the most unexpected treasures of your collection. Imagine their surprise when you tell them what collectors are currently willing to offer. That's the kind of story that makes collecting worthwhile. Not just the value, but the wonder it inspires. So before you throw away old coins, before you dismiss that jar in your cupboard or the forgotten container in your garage, take a second look. You might be holding something far more important than you ever realized. And if you happen to come across a 1993 1-cent coin from South Africa, especially one in excellent condition, then pay very, very close attention.
Welcome to Rent to Riches, your trusted gateway into the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and forgotten currency history. From ancient empires to modern rarities, we uncover the stories, values, and secrets behind some of the world's most remarkable coins. Whether you're a collector, a history lover, or simply curious, we bring you well-researched insights, real coin values, and expert commentary you won't find anywhere else. Subscribe now and turn on notifications, because every coin has a story, and Coin-AZ Pulse is here to tell it. The 1-cent coin from South Africa, minted in 1991, might appear at first glance to be just a small, ordinary piece of currency, but it carries a remarkable story that makes it a treasure among collectors and history enthusiasts alike. This coin represents much more than its face value. It is a snapshot of a nation on the cusp of monumental change and a piece of history that continues to captivate those who appreciate numismatics and South African heritage. This particular coin is composed primarily of bronze, a material chosen for its durability and traditional use in lower denomination coins throughout the 20th century. What makes this coin visually striking is the image that adorns its reverse side, the blue crane. The blue crane is not just any bird, it holds the esteemed status of being South Africa's national bird. This species is known for its graceful appearance and elegant movements, symbolizing beauty, strength, and resilience. The choice of the blue crane for this coin's design reflects the pride that South Africans hold for their natural heritage and wildlife. During the time this coin was minted, South Africa was experiencing a period of significant transformation. The year 1991 came just a few years before the end of apartheid and the beginning of a new democratic era in the country. Every coin produced in this era can be seen as a historical artifact, a witness to the social, political, and economic changes that were reshaping the nation. Because of this context, the 1991 1-cent coin holds a special place in the hearts of collectors who value not only its physical attributes but also the story it tells. One of the reasons this coin has become so highly sought after is due to its limited circulation. While millions of coins were minted, many were removed from circulation over the years or lost due to wear and tear, making well-preserved examples increasingly rare. For collectors, the condition of the coin, whether it shows signs of wear or retains its original luster, is crucial in determining its value. A coin that appears crisp, with sharp details and minimal scratches, will command a much higher price than one that has been heavily circulated. The minting year also adds to its significance. Coins from certain years are known to have smaller mintages or distinctive features that make them more collectible. The 1991 1-cent coin falls into this category, attracting attention not only because of its design but also because it represents a moment in history just before the country's transition to democracy. This means that beyond its monetary worth, the coin carries an emotional and cultural significance, connecting people to a pivotal chapter in South African history. Collectors from around the globe are drawn to this coin for various reasons. Some appreciate the artistic value of the blue crane image and the craftsmanship involved in producing such small yet detailed currency. Others are fascinated by the historical context, wanting to own a tangible piece of the past that speaks to a time of upheaval and hope. Then there are those who recognize the coin's potential as an investment, understanding that as time passes, rare coins often increase in value, especially when they carry strong historical narratives over the years. The 1991 South African 1-cent coin has become a key item in many collections, often highlighted as a prized possession. Its popularity has grown steadily, especially as collectors become more aware of the coin's scarcity and significance. The demand has driven up prices, making it one of the more valuable coins from South Africa's recent history. What truly sets this coin apart from many others is the incredible valuation it has achieved in the rare coin market. In recent years, auction results and private sales have revealed a striking trend. Some specimens of the 1991 1-cent coin, particularly those in exceptional condition, have been valued at prices approaching $3 million. This figure might seem astonishing for a coin with such a small face value, but it speaks volumes about the power of rarity, historical context, and collector interest combined. This extraordinary price is not just a reflection of the coin's physical attributes but also its symbolic meaning. It represents the story of a nation, the artistry of coin production, and the passion of collectors who see these small pieces as much more than currency. The $3 million valuation places this coin among the highest valued South African coins ever sold, making it a benchmark for collectors and investors alike. For those unfamiliar with coin collecting, it can be surprising to learn that a coin worth 1 cent can reach such an astronomical price. But the world of numismatics is full of examples where rarity, condition, and historical importance converge to create significant value. The 1991 South African 1-cent coin is a perfect example of this phenomenon. Its journey from everyday currency to coveted collectible highlights the unique ways in which history and art can transform even the most humble objects into priceless treasures. For collectors and enthusiasts, owning such a coin is not merely about the financial investment. It is about preserving a piece of history, celebrating cultural identity, and appreciating the skill that goes into creating these miniature works of art. Each coin tells a story, and the 1991 South African 1-cent coin tells one of resilience, change, and national pride. As more collectors discover the significance and rarity of this coin, interest continues to grow. Auction houses and private sellers report increasing competition for the best examples, and prices continue to climb. For those lucky enough to own a well-preserved 1991 1-cent coin from South Africa, it is more than just a coin. It is a valuable connection to a pivotal moment in history and a shining example of how even the smallest objects can carry immense cultural and monetary value. In summary, the 1991 South African 1-cent coin is a remarkable numismatic treasure. From its detailed depiction of the blue crane to its historical significance during a time of national transformation, it holds a unique place in the world of coin collecting. Its rarity, combined with increasing demand and exceptional condition examples, has driven its value to extraordinary heights. With some specimens commanding prices close to $3 million, this coin is a testament to the power of history, artistry, and scarcity coming together in a single, captivating piece of currency.